It's like the last page in a 500-page book.
Yeah.
All of us would really have to beep up for that last page to ruin
Yeah.
$4.99.
If there's a way. If there's a way.
All right, I'm calling it. John Cena's retirement year, it's a flop. I know we got 5 appearances left, but like, woo, the 31 or 32 previous appearances we got, I don't think those 5 appearances are going to be that good that we can say, wow, that was a masterpiece of a retirement year. Boy, howdy, did Triple H and Creative drop the ball. It's like they were on the last page of his career. They said it in Netflix. Can't ruin it, can we? Triple H was like, hold my water bottle. Yeah, I can. Woo, man. His booking, Triple H's booking, is so bad.
How bad is it?
It's so bad that John Cena has done something he has never done ever before. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about him requesting a match with AJ Styles first, and then we're going to talk about all the things, all the flops, all the ball dropping of the ball dropping. Ugh, that doesn't sound right, but I stand by that statement of John Cena's retirement year and why I have deemed this, why I have judged this a flop, and that sucks because it shouldn't be. It definitely 100% shouldn't be. But let's start with John Cena. He has done something that he has never done and asked Creative for an opponent on his social media, and Triple H has obliged and said, all right, you want AJ Styles, then you got him. Perth in Australia, Crown Jewel, AJ Styles versus John Cena. John Cena literally said, you need to listen to the fans.
You have him. You've got him. Yeah, you want Brock, you've got him.
And you know what I hear there? John Cena literally saying, Triple H, get your head out of your butt and book to what the fans actually want. We did not really want Brock Lesnar, the majority of us. We wanted AJ Styles. We wanted Dominik Mysterio. We wanted this. We wanted that. So John Cena finally steps in and says, Triple H, your booking sucks, man. Your booking sucks. Now, there are people who are like, no, this is all a work. Okay, that's even worse for Triple H. You know why? If this is an actual work, then Triple H has written a story in which he acknowledges he does not listen to fans. He acknowledges he actively ignores them. He acknowledges that the only way to get him to take his head out of his own butt is to get the fans to basically to scream out, hey, we want something different. Because that's what happened here. John Cena, whether it's kayfabe or real, says, hey man, the fans, they want AJ Styles. And here's another thing. Other than the time that he used the Styles Clash in France, I never heard anybody saying, we want AJ, except for fans on the internet. So John Cena acknowledging fans on the internet, while Triple H has actively said fans on the internet don't really matter. Only the butts in the seat matter. So if Triple H wrote this, then Triple H is acknowledging the fans on the internet, because there was never really the audience, the butts in the seat never really said, we want AJ. So this thing, literally, whether it's a work or not, is an indictment on Triple H's creative. Come on, Triple H. Your booking is so bad that you are literally writing your booking sucks. All right, Triple H, whether it's John saying your creative sucks in real life and give me a match that I actually want, that the fans actually want, or you writing, hey, my creative sucks, and I'm going to have John Cena force my hand to make it what the fans want. Okay, whatever you want to say, Triple H, to make yourself all part of the game, if you whatever you want, dude. So that's where we're at right this second. 5 more appearances to go with AJ on the horizon. Now let's go back to January. But before we get into that, would you like to win this championship right here? Of course you would. All you got to do to win is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification. I'm going to give away this belt at 20,000 subscribers. We're almost there, so help me out. Subscribe, comment, hit that bell, and you can win. All right, so first off, we have the Netflix appearance. That's appearance number 1, right? Instantly, they make it about the retirement tour, but it's also a lot about the whole Netflix hubbubaloo, yay, Netflix, new era. But The Rock had already done that. Honestly, we should have had maybe Judgment Day surround John Cena as he was about to enter the Royal Rumble, and then Judgment Day could have surrounded or something like that, and they could have been trying to make a name for themselves. And maybe Cody could have ran out and helped him, getting a little bit of the John Cena rub, passing of the torch, and boom, right there, those two could have maybe had a match with Dominik Mysterio and Finn Balor, or Finn and JD McDonough. Instantly, we could have had a matchup. We could have had something right then and there, but nope, we didn't. So, okay, fine, whatever. We go to the Royal Rumble. Honestly, I think John could have won this one. I really think John could have won this one, but I understand why they didn't. That way they could get an appearance at Elimination Chamber. So, they should have honestly just given it to CM Punk. The story was there. CM Punk in the main event for the world title would have been a banger of a match. It would have satisfied the need of CM Punk to main event. Plus, we could have got then the one-on-one Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. But I digress. This is a John Cena, not a WrestleMania botching or ball dropping. So John Cena, he loses. So fine. I would have rather it have been John and Punk at the end, but it wasn't. But yeah, it should have been. It should have been. Then we go to Elimination Chamber. Now, let's just say that we had to have this, right? This is just an example. I'm not going to rebook the entire retirement tour. I'm just going to show you now examples of where we went wrong. First off, when Rock came back, right, we should have given The Rock a story. Rock was literally here just to sell tickets, so he should have just had an appearance. He really should have just had an appearance, maybe done one rock bottom to somebody, and that's pretty much it. Kind of like when him and Jinder Mahal shared a ring together. They had like a back and forth, and then boom, one move, two moves, whatever, done and gone. But they had themselves a storyline that they knew The Rock was not going to participate in. The Rock even said he wasn't going to participate in it, so we shouldn't have attached John Cena's heel turn to The Rock. The Rock was in the ring. The Rock did this. It shouldn't have happened. They should have just been completely separate. In fact, John Cena's heel turn should have been at WrestleMania, when they could have just had where, he couldn't defeat Cody Rhodes. If we had to turn John Cena heel, it could have been just everything he threw at Cody. It didn't work. It couldn't happen, so he eventually turns heel. We could have had that shock and awe moment at WrestleMania, but we did it here, and we didn't need to. You didn't need to have The Rock attached to it. You didn't need to have Travis Scott attached to it. You didn't know if Travis Scott was going to be a viable person for the future. He was too new in the business to put him in one of the biggest heel turns of all time, and look where that happened. So you use The Rock when you know he's not going to show up again. You use Travis Scott when he's an untested individual in the wrestling world. If you had to turn John Cena heel right here, then just have Cody come out to congratulate him. Everything could remain the same. He congratulates them, they hug, and then boom, he kicks him in the nuts. That's it. Everything continues on. Beat down without The Rock and without Travis Scott present. But they set us up. They set up John Cena's matchup now for disappointment, because we were all like, well, what's The Rock and John Cena going to do next? Nothing. They're going to do nothing next. And that is a problem with creative. Again, we shouldn't have brought The Rock back. We should have given him a story if we had to bring him back, and then we definitely should have had him in John Cena's big heel turn. So then we go to why John Cena turns heel. The heel turn is literally just based on things that happened like 10, 15 years ago when the crowds were booing him left and right. But the crowds hadn't booed him for like 5 years. I was one of the people who booed John Cena, and I had stopped. I don't remember exactly when I stopped, but I did stop booing John Cena before he returned for the Firefly Funhouse, and that was 2020. So it's like his reasoning didn't make sense. He wanted to ruin wrestling. How? By taking the belt with him. And it's like, oh, okay. But then later, he'll admit that storyline didn't have nowhere to go. It had absolutely nowhere to go, because when it's all said and done and he turns back into a babyface, he literally just blows past that statement. It's like, oh, guys, I don't want to ruin wrestling. I love wrestling. So that tells me that there was no plan in place. It was just about that moment at Elimination Chamber. So the fact that they had no real plan in place for this heel turn, it's like, what are we doing here? That instantly sets this whole retirement tour up for failure. He says that we're going to get nothing new, right? You get nothing new. And then every week, we proceed to see a new shirt, a new towel, a new hat, a new championship belt that you can get on the WWE shop for like $600. So it's like, yeah, he said we're getting nothing new, and that sounds kind of cool, but then he just comes out with a new shirt. No, he was giving us stuff new all the time. Okay, so then what? Then we have the actual WrestleMania match. It's whatever. If you enjoyed it, fine. But then Travis Scott comes out. So instantly we think Travis Scott and The Rock are coming up, but The Rock never shows. So why even bring Travis Scott out? It's making us think that The Rock's coming out. So when now Travis Scott takes 5 minutes to walk to the ring because he doesn't know how timing or anything that's related really to wrestling, it's like everything. You're just continuously throwing disappointment after disappointment at us. Travis Scott is the reason why John Cena becomes the 17th world champion. He has 17. He breaks the record, the unseen 17, and it's because of Travis Scott. Like, we're not going to know who Travis Scott is in 20 years. He's not a wrestler. He doesn't, like, why is this guy? Why does this guy get these two giant monumental moments? We could have given it to anybody that was on the roster, and they could be benefiting from it right now. But no, we gave it to a celebrity. I don't care if you like or dislike his music. That's not the point here, okay? It's the fact that it did nothing for the business. It did nothing for John Cena's retirement tour other than, why was Travis Scott there? That's the question we're asking. Then, because there's so many PLEs, one after another, we have to microwave every feud. Randy Orton, John Cena, these guys went to war back in the day, but we can only have 3 weeks. The pipe bomb, CM Punk, the thing that made CM Punk. We got about 3 weeks. We got to get it done. Hurry it up. Let's go. You know who benefited the most from John Cena's retirement tour? Logan Paul. Now, I'm okay with Logan Paul actually getting a match with John Cena, but why did he get a match in Paris? For real, why did he get a match in Paris when we had AJ Styles, literally one of the best moments of all time in WWE, when the crowd is literally chanting and singing AJ Styles in 2020, 24? Like the crowd shaking the arena. We could have had John Cena versus AJ Styles right there, but no, it had to be Logan Paul. And that's after Logan Paul got a matchup with John Cena, teaming up with John Cena against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Why did we even have that? Why did we get a tag team match with John Cena and Logan Paul versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes? It was not needed. It straight up was not needed. And it didn't really make sense for Cody to say, John, we're going to have a tag match. Why wouldn't he just say, John, let's have a rematch? But no, he wants a tag match. And just it didn't make any sense. It really just didn't make any sense at all for that to happen. Logan Paul, he eliminates Logan Paul at Royal Rumble. I believe he eliminated Logan Paul also at Elimination Chamber, but I can't remember who. But again, they're just tied throughout the entire year. Logan Paul doesn't need the John Cena rub. Logan Paul's Logan Paul. I don't mind one match, okay? Like, that's kind of cool even. Heck, why didn't you do that for the first night on Netflix? That would have been actually a really good use of John Cena and Logan Paul. That would have been a great use of John Cena and Logan Paul. But no, we turn him heel. And because he's a heel, he's not giving us anything now for this story that we have no idea where we're going with it. And so now we don't get matches. That's another thing that straight up ruined John Cena's retirement year, is that we did not get matches on Raws or Smackdowns, really. Not until the end when he became a face again, because we wasted 5 months as a heel, so he could not give us nothing because of storyline purposes. Therefore, when he appeared, it was the same. You fans suck. I'm gonna ruin wrestling, and then he would talk bad about whoever he was up against. And yes, sometimes it was entertaining. I loved when he said that Randy Orton was gonna fail a drug test, or he was gonna fail like he failed a drug test. I loved when John Cena redid the pipe bomb. So there were moments. There were moments of greatness, but for the most part, we could have got matches. John Cena talks to Logan Paul eventually and says, I have to fight you when I should be fighting people like Dominik, Mysterio, AJ Styles. It's like he gave a list. We could have had those matches at random Raws and Smackdowns, and yet we didn't. Because I don't know why. I don't know why. Every once in a while, John Cena would lace up the boots and get in the ring. He did fight Sami Zayn. He did fight R-Truth, but that was more of a vehicle to the pipe bomb. And he wasn't he in a tag match? He was in a tag match with Cody Rhodes, actually, after SummerSlam. It's just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. We could have just, we had, 36 or 37 appearances? We could have just had dream matches. But no, leading into WrestleMania, it was literally 3 of the same promos back to back to back, where one crossroads and John Cena was laid out, done. I don't get it. And then the heel turn itself, we don't get a payoff. There's no payoff at all. I've never seen something like this happen where it's literally the heel turn was so bad that 2 days before SummerSlam, he says, I'm just gonna be a babyface now. That's it. That is it. And he's like, come on, oh gee guys, I don't want to ruin wrestling. I just didn't want to be forgotten. Like, we're gonna forget you, John Cena. It's like they had nothing. They had nothing. They just wanted a stupid big moment for their Unreal documentary. And then after that, it was just like, I don't know, maybe it'll just come to us. And then it never came to them. It never came to them. So now John Cena's a babyface again. Okay, cool. Great. John Cena's a babyface. He fights Logan Paul. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. Logan Paul, he is a good heel, a good bad guy. But like I said, it should have happened sooner, but fine, whatever. But then the problem is this. Right after he beat Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, he doesn't get a moment. He doesn't get the moment of the crowd just saying, you deserve it and all that stuff, because Brock Lesnar has to come out. They just have to get Brock Lesnar here. Nobody really is asking for Brock. Brock had a great final send-off against Roman Reigns like 2 years prior, and yet here's Brock, and he F5s John Cena. Don't let John Cena close out SummerSlam on a high note. Nope, we got to do this. And then it's like, okay, so where's Brock then? Brock proceeds to just not show up, and that's when he goes into his feud with Logan Paul. I'm a little all over the place. I'm doing this from memory. I'm just like, this is just insane to me. Then Brock just doesn't show up, and then the feud with Logan Paul is over. He wins. Okay, good call. He wins. Should have been AJ Styles because they were in France, but whatever. I digress. And then what? We have Brock Lesnar proceed to just show up on SmackDown when he knows John Cena is on Raw. Literally, this is my last SmackDown ever. And then Brock will F5 John Cena on his last SmackDown ever. But then he shows up on SmackDown for the next 2 weeks looking for him when he's on Raw. Brock Lesnar never says why he attacked John Cena. He just never said. He's just like, he just attacked. And the most we got out of why Brock did it was because this is John Cena's retirement year and I'm going to mess it up. That was the biggest explanation we got. There is no explanation. And then what? We repeat SummerSlam 2014. It was like, wait, what? Where we squash John Cena? He comes out with like 30 kids, a gaggle of kids, so we can squash him? And I got people saying, well, what do you want? Do you want Brock Lesnar to lose to John Cena? That would make it unbelievable for him to be a threat. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Brock Lesnar can survive a loss to John Cena, the GOAT. But on top of that, just don't book it. Straight up, don't book John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Don't put yourself in a no-win situation. Just don't do it. You want to squash John Cena? You really feel the need to do it? Well, then Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Oba Femi. You got 3 guys. 3 guys ready to squash John Cena. Well, what about Brock? Go have him fight Cody Rhodes. Straight up. Go have him fight Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. Have him F5 them. And just whatever Brock did to John Cena, have him do it to CM Punk or Cody Rhodes. It's like, it didn't have to be John Cena. We're on the part of the retirement tour where we just want to cheer the dude. While we want to give him his flowers, we booed the guy for 10 years. Some of us feel guilty about it, and we want to say, John, we're sorry. You deserve all the applause. It's like, what the heck? We are on the last page of John Cena's career, and you just write F you. And I'm not talking about what the attitude adjustment was originally called. No, I'm saying F you, John Cena, and your career, and then you proceed to wipe your butt with that last page, because it's like, boy howdy. It's to the point where John Cena has to literally ask on his social media, say, please, can I get an opponent that the fans want? And if it's a work, then like I said earlier, Triple H's booking is so bad that he writes himself as a bad booker, because it's not believable if he was to write himself as a good booker because of all the evidence that we have. I could go on. I'll do another video where I literally just off the top of my head tell you all the instances where Triple H dropped the ball. There's inconsistencies. There's plot holes. It's just so much. But this is just the retirement tour of John Cena. This was the easiest thing in the world. He could have lost one time to Cody Rhodes, and he could have lost one time at his last match. Oh, but that's too predictable. Fine, let him lose to Dominik Mysterio. There, unpredictable. All right, we just wanted to cheer the guy. We just wanted to give him his props. He's done so much for the business. That's it. That's what I wanted to give to him. I wanted to be like, John, you're amazing. You're awesome. Thank you for your service. But no. Let's, you want Brock? You want Brock? It's like, oh my gosh. There was no plan for the heel turn. John Cena told you that he was retiring. I don't even know how the next 5 appearances could change it, because the last appearance is going to be a tearjerker. Next appearance is going to be a great appearance because it's with AJ Styles, but like, it's too little, too late, and I wish this was not the case. But here we are, somehow, some way, John Cena's retirement tour, a flop, and I straight up do blame Triple H for this, because even though The Rock could take some of the blame, like, dude, you had plenty of time to course correct. So, flop. All right, boys. All right, girls. Thank you very much for staying tuned, and hopefully John Cena has at least 5 good appearances left in him. You have yourselves a great day.